Oh, I think I am live. I guess I am live. I know I hadn't done this in a while, so okay, yeah. Looks like I'm live. So, let me make sure that I have this set up. Don't know, guess so. We're just going to get moving because I am excited to tell you guys about what we're doing in this group. So, if you were here previously, then you've noticed, of course, that we have a name change. So now we are the 1010 Life. That is our group. Hey, Felice. And the reason that I changed it is because of this. Every time that I talk to women, when I do consults with women, one of the things that I do is we go through what I call the life wheel, or what's called the life wheel. And the life wheel is basically asking questions about different areas of your life. And so as a part of that, one of the questions that I ask women is, if you had to rate your life on a scale of 1 to 10 in this certain area, what would you rate it? 9 times out of 10, the woman has never even thought about, okay, I don't know what I would rate it, right? So I asked them, okay, if you had to rate your life on a scale of 1 to 10, what would you rate it? Why? And then generally they'll start to explain what's going on with their life, what they don't like about their life, what's been disappointing. And then I asked them, okay, what would a 10 look like for you? And so that is where 1010 Life came from, because it started making me think about my own life and the areas of my life that I wouldn't rate as a 10 out of 10. I started to ask myself, well, why? Why do I rate this area? It could be career or relationship or health. Any of those things, I started to ask myself, hey, Kiosha, why am I rating this less than a 10? Why am I living below my best life? And so it made me start to think, okay, how many other women are out here living below what they would consider their version of a 1010 life? So that realization alone, I was like, okay, we got to do something about that, right? So I also looked in my Bible, and I'm looking at my notes, y'all, because you know I'm long winded and I'll just start rambling. So if you see me looking down, I'm looking at notes. I read in Ephesians 2:10 about God's plan for our life and how God has this really great plan for our life. And he plans to prosper us and to have us in good health and happiness and fulfillment. And I was like, so why am I not living this if this is God's plan? And then I saw other scriptures that reinforce this. Jeremiah 29:11, John 10:10, 3 John 2. And I'll put all of these in the comments if y'all want to go and read them very specifically. But all of these pointed to the fact that God has a really good plan for our lives. And most of us do not realize all of that in our lifetime. And I just didn't think that was right. I just really believe that we should be able to live our best life across the board. And what that means for me is not settling for less in any area, because I think society tells us that we could either have a really amazing, fulfilling career, or we can have fantastic relationships or a great marriage, or, whatever that looks like, right? They tell us it's either or. We can't have both. You could either be a really amazing mother or you can be in really great shape, right? Either or, you can't do both. And I just don't believe that's true. So I wanted us as a group to start really being open and honest and looking at what it is that would create our 1010 life. What does that look like for you? What is your version of your best life across the board, not just in one area? Because a lot of us are experiencing that in certain areas, like your career may be popping, or your marriage might be on point, or your kids are perfect angels. If that's you, let me know so you can give me some tips. But whatever it is, and so I just wanted us to start as a group of women really being honest about what a version of a 1010 life is for us, and to stop settling for less in any area, because I just believe that with God it's possible for us to experience it in every area without compromising, without settling for less. And particularly when you're aligned with who God called you to be, I just do not believe there is any good thing that he will withhold from you when you're in line with who he's called you to be. So the plan of action looks like this. This is how I work with my one-on-one clients. We look at 3 different areas. So we're looking at you. That means your mindset. That means the way that you view yourself, your self-image. We are looking at the things that you think about, because if you remember from our previous talks, your thoughts create all of your results. Everything you have in life right now is a result of a thought that you had or somebody else had at one point in time. Everything. So knowing that, it's important that we learn how to identify what our own thoughts are and how they are creating the results that we currently have in life. And that's important because if you have results that you don't like in life, you got to figure out what created it so that we don't repeat it over and over again. So we look at you, and then we're going to look at you and them, which is your relationships. Because relationships play a huge part in all of our lives. And it's not just romantic relationships, it's your friendships and your family relationships, and how to have a 10 life in that, how to create healthy, genuine relationships that are fulfilling, that don't require us to change other people, because we can't change other people. Anybody that has kids knows you can't change other people, or a husband for that matter. You can't change other people. And then the third part is looking at you and your dreams, which is the most exciting part for me, because so many of us have these really big dreams that we never tell anybody about, that we're scared to verbalize, that we don't know, like we're even scared to think it sometimes because we just don't think it's possible. And even if we do think it's possible, we push it off to later. It's like, okay, I'll get to that later, after the kids are grown up, or after I get this degree or this certification. We push our dreams down the road to later. And so I'm really excited about starting to move towards our big goals and dreams. Even if we feel fear, even if we feel self-doubt, even if we don't know how we're going to get there, I want us to start really being honest with ourselves about what we really want out of life. Because every woman I talk to has this thought, what next? Right? We do all of the things that people say that we should do in order to be happy. And then most of us, we get to a certain point and it's like, okay, well, what do I do now? And you feel this pull to do something more and to show up bigger in your own life and to give more and serve more. And most of us have a dream in our heart, and we're just scared to explore it. We're scared of what it means. We're scared of what happens if we fail, because we've had success in some areas and it's like, well, I don't know. I'm scared that this might not work, right? So we just don't do it. But I want us to like really boldly walk into these dreams that we have and really start to change the way that we view ourselves so that we can become those women that we dream about. All of us have a dream about that version of us, right? My version, I mean, she's hair, makeup popping, she got an ab or two, like I'm about my business at work, I'm an amazing mom and wife. Like that's my version of a 10 life. Is like I'm firing on all cylinders in all areas and I'm not compromising in any area. So that's what the 10-10 life is about. It's about living your best life in reality, not on Instagram and Facebook and making it look good for other people, but really living your best life, and not in a way that is false perfection. We're not chasing perfection, we're chasing purpose and fulfillment, right? How can you be fulfilled at a level 10 in all areas of your life? So what we're going to do every week is spend time focusing on you and them, which is your relationships, and you and your goals, you and your big dreams. And that looks like, first, establishing what your version of a 10-10 life is. Because we got to know where we're going, right? We can't just start walking and we don't have any idea what the destination is. So what I've done is created a worksheet. It is in the file section. It should be in the file section when we get off of this. There's a worksheet in there that has questions for different areas of your life. It's the same question. So it starts out with, how would you rate, I think the first one is career or business. So how would you rate your career or business right now? And then you give it a number 1 through 10. Now, do not judge yourself in this part, because the tendency is going to be, when you start really thinking about how you would rate your life, you're going to start to automatically think about all the things you don't like, all the things you don't have, all the things that you want. But I don't want you to judge yourself here, because this isn't the final destination, right? This is just a starting point. And I want you to just look at the facts of your life and determine, okay, I would rate it this, and this is why, right? Without judgment, without negativity. You can choose to think anything you want about your life and where you are. And if I could give you a thought, if there's a part of your life that you're very unhappy with, why not think, you know what, but I'm going to start changing it today, versus I hate this, I wish this wasn't, right? Just shifting your mindset a little bit, because otherwise, it's discouraging when you start looking at your life and you start pointing out all the things you don't have and how you wish you were somewhere else. So that's the first question. Make sure you answer it honestly. You do not have to share it in the group unless you want to, but I want you to be very honest with yourself about where you currently are and why. So rate it 1 through 10, why. Don't judge yourself. The second question is, what would a 10 look like for you? And this question generally throws most people off because we don't ever think about it. We just kind of live life day by day and we just keep moving with it. But I want you to imagine what a 10 life would look like, what a 10 in your career would look like, what a 10 in your health would look like, what a 10 in your money would look like. I want you to allow yourself to go there. Now, your brain is going to be like, girl, that's not possible. That's not going to happen. I want you to just kind of push that aside, right? It's okay. We're dreaming and putting our thoughts on a piece of paper, because most of us don't ever even do that, right? So it's not scary. Your brain can do all that chatter, but I want you to just really go there and put out all of what would make a 10 for you, because that's what we want to start creating, right? So that worksheet is in, or will be in, files. I want you guys to take a look at that. Spend some time on that and really just allow yourself to start deciding right now what your 10 life is going to be. And I think that's it. So each week, like I said, we're going to be taking that and building on that. And I want you guys to start seeing yourself living that life as we start walking towards it. And again, we'll do that by working on you, working on your relationships, and working on your dreams and your goals. I think that's it. I'm going to be here every Wednesday, knock on wood, cross fingers, at 1 o'clock. And we're going to be taking a deeper dive and talking about this stuff. If you want a higher level of accountability, one-on-one, I have a few spots left open for one-on-one coaching. I'll put the link in the comments and you can apply for that, so you can get a head start on 2021. But in the meantime, we're going to do the work in this group. We're going to support each other. And that's it. That's all I got today. So glad you guys are here. Appreciate it. If you are watching the replay and you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me. Invite your friends. We're going to have a lot of fun. And 2021 is going to be the year that you start doing all that stuff you've been saying you were going to do all these other years. No more later. We're doing it now. So I'll see you guys next week, and check in the files for that worksheet. Talk to you soon. Bye.